north from Basta on the northwest side of Chicago on CBS 2 Chicago. And what can you say about this guy? First of all, he was an outstanding third baseman, 5 Gold Gloves. One of the players voted to the All-Century team for the Chicago Cubs. Great broadcaster. Chicago guy getting ready to open a restaurant right around the corner here. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron Santo! They still remember you, buddy. What can I tell you? There you go. Sit on down, Ronnie. First of all, how's the health? How you feeling?
Oh, I feel great. It's been 3 months and a week, and I just finished my second round of golf. They tell you not to swing the club till 3 months after the operation, but I'm feeling, believe me, I can't believe that I'm feeling this good after 3 months.
How scary was it? I mean, was it one of these deals where it was like a dull pain, sharp pain?
No. In fact, I was in San Francisco and feeling good, and we flew into Colorado, went to bed that night early. I woke up about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I think most of you know that I'm a diabetic, and I was having an insulin reaction. I was kind of sweating, and I got up, I tested my sugar, and it was low. So I had a couple candy bars and a Coke, and I was laying down waiting for my sugar to come back, and all of a sudden my heart started to pump fast, and I found out that although I fell asleep, I didn't have any pain whatsoever. I got up the next morning, I was going to play in a golf tournament with Jim Leland. And
oh, that's good. He's a hell of a guy to play golf with. You know, smoking cigarette after cigarette after cigarette. He's good for you.
But I decided to get it checked out because I've been a diabetic 40 years. And I had a stress test in January. So I went to the hospital, found out that my heart had gone into atrial fibrillation, where it speeds up and slows down. And so they kept me there, sent me back home, and literally, the doctors convinced me that I should have it done, and they told me I was going to feel this good. I couldn't believe it.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Was it the play of the ball club that caused this? This was an absolutely brutal year.
Yes, it was.
How? I mean, we watch it so often, we can shut it off. You had to sit through it. I don't care how much you get paid.
Well,
it had to be brutal.
I missed 2 months of it, but it started.
That might have saved your life.
Well, it probably did. It probably did. I've never seen a year like this. I'll be honest, I've been in baseball a long time, 15 years as a major leaguer, now 10 years as a broadcaster, and I've never seen a team, and especially a veteran ball club, go into a 3-month slump, and especially all aspects of the game. And when I talk about all aspects, I'm talking about fielding, hitting, pitching, and one of the worst fielding teams I've ever seen.
Well, you know what? Here's the deal. How old a man are you?
I'm going to be 59.
You could have started at third for either the White Sox or the Cubs this year at your age. I am telling you. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I could not believe the play at third base. First of all, we haven't had a third baseman since you. I mean, it's been like, they say 72, 73 third baseman since Ron Santo left. And once in a while, you'll put the kiss of death on somebody. Boy, I like this Gary Scott. He's going to be one hell of a player. Next thing you know, he's hitting 180 at Cincinnati. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You're just going to stop putting the kiss of death on these guys, right?
It's pretty hard to judge talent. I'm telling you, I thought this kid was going to make it. He had a great spring. He had a great minor league career. You just never know until you get to the big leagues.
How come your name's not being mentioned as a potential managerial candidate?
Very simple. I don't want to manage. Very simple. It has nothing to do, I mean, as you know how much I love the Cubs, and I'm the biggest fan there is, and I want to see them win. That's why I went into broadcasting. It was the fact I want to be up there when they do win a World Series. But
you know what? We're all running out of time, Ron. I got to be honest with you. You got about 40 more years, and then that's it. We're saying right now we're on the 15th hole. We can see the clubhouse. I mean, come on. Let's get rolling here. We got Jose Nieves at short next year. Let's go.
Doug Buffone said to me, he said, you know, I told him, I said, now I got a 35-year-old heart. I wish the rest of the body was there.
Yeah.
But and I said, that's the one thing. When they rolled me into the operating room, and you know, you're very nervous because you don't know if you're going to wake up the next morning.
Scary.
I mean, the next or that afternoon or whatever it was. And I remember being put on a table, and I was very relaxed. But I remember saying to the Lord, you know, that if it's time and you need me, fine. And then I hesitated and I said, but really, I like to stick around a little longer. and Buffon said, because you want to be there when the Cubs win a World Series. He says, by that time, you'll need another heart.
That's exactly right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more to Ron Santo. This is Con Disco's Overtime with Mike North from Basta, the northwest side of Chicago on Channel 2. Back with more after this. Con Disco's Overtime with Mike North right here from Basta, on the northwest side of Chicago on Channel 2. And Ron, I have this program here. Everybody remembers this program. It was 15 cents. This is 1965, right here. And I was checking out some of the stuff in here. First of all, this program is, and I know you remember this, the no-hitter that Jim Maloney threw against you guys for the Cincinnati Reds. It says here, Santo hit a ground out to second, ground out to short, struck out, and hit by a pitch. You probably dove into that because the guy had good stuff. Who knows? But also, I'm checking the prices out here. Oh, and by the way, that day he walked 10 batters.
This is what I was going to say.
10 batters. I'm checking it out.
And he pitched a no-hitter, and we couldn't believe it. Maloney threw very hard and had a great curveball, but he lacked that control. Can you imagine pitching a no-hitter in Wrigley Field and walking 10 batters? And
it was also a 1-0 ball game.
Yes.
Right? Now, the prices here. With your salary, I don't know how they kept the franchise because I don't know how they afforded to pay you. Box seats, $3.50. Grandstand, $1.50. Bleachers, $1. Hot dogs, back in 1965, 30 cents. Coffee, 15 cents. A Budweiser beer. Now, the bottles that the guys used to open, 40 cents back then.
Yeah.
Right? What happened to this country?
Well, hold on. Now you think... Now, what do you think my salary was in 65?
I would say back then, Ron, between all the investments you had, well, we can't count the investments.
No, I'm talking about salary.
All right, salary, I'd say you made about $40,000 in 1965, but with the investments, $1.2 million. What did you make?
You were probably right on. I think I was around 65. I was around 45,000. When I first came up, does anybody know what the minimum salary was in the major leagues?
No.
1960, I was 20 years old. That's exactly what it was, $7,000.
And you were thrilled.
Oh,
you go,
thrilled.
$7,000. I could buy myself a new car or something, right?
Oh, absolutely. That was it. That's what I owned, a new car. And that was it.
Well, I'll tell you what, also, you were always big in investments. I remember one day I was a vendor, and in '69, I swear to God, I'm selling Ron Santo pizza. I'm going, pizza! And I swear to this day it happened. I thought I heard Santo at third go, how's it going? Is it true? And I had other vendors tell me, did you often look, you're in between pitches, look into the stands and look and see if the pizzas were moving?
Absolutely. Let me tell you. Let me tell you how this. We were in New York, and I had a pizzeria in Park Ridge. We were in New York. Doubleheader. In between the doubleheader, they came in with sliced pizza. Now, we play a doubleheader. I'm flying home on the Cub plane. I'm thinking, geez, I wonder if I go to Mr. Wrigley, if I couldn't put pizzas in Wrigley Field. Mm-hmm. And like the little round pizzas, maybe 12-inch pizzas.
They were not big at all, but good enough.
Absolutely. Sure. Saucy, cheese only, and make them at my restaurant, have a couple kids there all night, you know, drive them down, put ovens in Wrigley Field. And that's exactly what I did. And I went to Mr. Wrigley. I was so nervous when I walked into his office. And I could hardly talk. And I asked if he would mind, because he owned all the concessions. And he said, as long as you don't call it Ron Santo Pizza, name something else. So I named it Pros Pizza. And I signed every one of the Cubs players, gave them $200 a piece to use their color photo on the pizza. Because I knew if the pizza wasn't good, they still buy it because of that picture, you know. Right. And then on bad days, they would throw them like a frisbee at me, and I would pick them up and I'd tell the bat boy, get them back and reheat them and sell them. Now,
so when you guys get back from a road trip and Billy Williams is dragging a little bit, Beckert is hungover or whatever, and you guys, it starts to rain. They were all disgusted in the third inning, and you're going, yeah, because that gives you another hour or two to sell pizzas. Right?
That's right.
Did you make more money off the pizzas than from what you made?
I did sell the pizzas directly to Mr. Wrigley, and so yeah, I made a good buck.
Okay, now speaking of this, you've also been involved in the oil business and everything else, but you're opening a new restaurant right around the corner here at 27 Northwest Highway called Ron Santo's Number 10, right?
Yes.
In Park Ridge.
Park Ridge.
You got to be excited about this.
I'm very excited. I have one in Schaumburg. Same, we're doing the same as we have there in Schaumburg, and I'm very excited about it.
But let me tell you something now. Here's a little deal. See, in Schaumburg, I've been to that one.
Yeah.
You're a man on his own out there. There's not too much competition.
Where?
Out there, you got to drive down.
There's more competition
There's 14 restaurants
in
in 4
Schaumburg
blocks
than
here.
any
Come
place
on.
else. Believe me when I tell you that.
You're going to find out, because right now, like Basta Pasta, great food. You know that. How'd you like the food tonight? Good? I'm just saying now. There's 14 restaurants in a 4-block area. Can you withstand it?
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because the concept is so good. I have great. One thing I knew about the restaurant business, I had truck stops throughout the United States, and I had restaurants, and it's a tough business. And I knew one thing: you could put a name up there, and I'll draw them. But one thing, if the food's not good,
That's
the
right.
service is not good, they're not coming back.
And the food is great, right?
Food and service, and very affordable.
Okay.
And it's family oriented.
And it's opening up next week,
And it's
right?
opening up the 12th of this month.
All right, we're going to take a break. Ron Santo going to be opening up a place right here in Park Ridge. We're going to take a break. Tom Disco's Overtime with Mike North with Ron Santo. Back after more of these messages. Tom Disco's Overtime with Mike North from Basta Pasta on the northwest side of Chicago. And if you want to ask our guests a question, we have a website address, and if your question gets selected, you will win an Overtime with Mike North t-shirt. And the address is www.cbs2chicago.com. And Jim McGleary asked this question to Ron Santo. We had a ton of questions. We thought this one, because I know the man, and he's nuts. When rooming with Glenn Beckert, did he ever do anything that got on your nerves? And I got to believe there were millions of things.
There wasn't just one thing. First of all, when I room with Beck, I room with a suitcase. I'll tell you that right now. But the one thing, my roomie's a very nervous guy. And it's kind of hard to sit down and have a normal conversation with him. But he would come in late at night, or we'd be out together, we'd get in, and we'd talk baseball, and then we'd both fall asleep, be a night game the next night. And we'd be in pretty late, 3 o'clock in the morning. And he would occasionally get up and then grab the blinds and curtains and just flash them open. I'll come out of my bed and I don't, all this light and everything, and he'll go, boy, do I feel good. Now this is at 7 o'clock in the morning and we got a night game. And then he'd close the blinds and go back and fall asleep. And here I would be wide awake. He was crazy.
Yeah, he's a very good guy.
And he's the best one-liner around. He is funny. Well, you saw him in
at the fantasy camp. Hey, I got to ask you about the managerial thing now, the deal with Billy Williams. I mean, is Billy Williams tough enough to be the manager of the Chicago Cubs? He seems like such an easygoing guy. I mean, is he ready to do it? I mean, he's been through so many regimes. I mean, what would you do? I mean, if you're Billy. I mean, and he did get the job.
Well, first of all, I think he's very well qualified. Billy's been in baseball a long time. There's another side of Billy that a lot of people haven't seen, and that's that toughness.
Okay.
Believe me, he shows it in a different way. I think he has a very good opportunity.
Did Riggleman do anything wrong? I mean, everybody seems to think nothing was his fault, but I read today where they didn't, or the other day where they didn't take infield this year. The clubhouse got a little out of control and stuff like that.
Well, I was listening to you one day and you were talking about Riggleman's never in the clubhouse. He put his coaches in with the players. He has his office, but wait a minute. That's a lot of managers don't do that.
Right.
Riggs was very good. If you were to grade Riggs as a manager, he's A+.
Then how
Now-
did they finish 30 games under with a
Well,
team that should have
to
been at
me-
least 500?
To me, it was not Riggs' fault. It's the old saying, you don't fire 25 ball
Right.
players. And I think if there was anything negative, Riggs wasn't tough enough at times, but that's not his personality. But a heck of a manager.
Who do you think's going to be named manager?
I don't know. I have no idea. They're talking just like everybody's reading. I'm reading the same thing.
Well, I'll tell you this too, Ronnie. I want you to have this jacket from our guys from Signs of Success in Chicago. Tom Disco's Overtime with Mike North, Channel 2. You'll be able to wear this and hopefully good health for the next 20 years because this is good stuff. This isn't GN stuff. You know what I'm saying, buddy? Ronnie, thanks a lot for everything.
Thanks, Mike.
We appreciate you coming by tonight. And Ronnie Santo, the best. Next week, right here, Jake LaMotta, the Raging Bull, coming in from New York, gonna be here. We're gonna take off. On behalf of Ron Santo, this is Mike North. Tom Disco's Overtime. Back with you next week. Take